Here's what's something that we don't think about when you bougie, but you also hate capitalism. My dream house. One of them, anyway. And this is my other one. I love, I love the style of this home. I've always loved this home. It's just so pretty. It's a brand new day, and this was supposed to be a one-day vlog, but I didn't. Day two, 75 hard. I started it yesterday on June 1st. Kind of by accident. It was kind of like, well, today's June 1st, and it's a Monday. Might as well do it. But today's day two, and so far the most tricky thing has been doing the workouts the way that they want you to, and then also the reading and all those things, mainly because we have a very specific schedule at home, and I also work from home, so it can be kind of difficult to try to marry those two things together. But it's been a kind of puzzle for my brain to try to put that together. And it's causing me to go, okay, here's what's possible, here is what is doable, here's what's feasible, and here's what makes sense. So the book that I'm reading is Atomic Habits. I've had the book forever, and I finally sat down to crack it back open after I started it a while ago. And one of the things that it's one of those situations where you aren't prepared for something until you're prepared for it. You can get the book, get the audiobook, take the class, do all the stuff. But if you're not mentally there yet, nothing that thing says is going to matter. And this ain't even no like, oh my God, my life changed so much because of this thing that people tend to do when you start to make changes and new changes for yourself. But it's more so about, I identify with the identity part. There's so much stuff that I want to be, that I am, and want to be known for. And when I really thought about when it comes to this, especially losing weight, keeping the weight off, really sticking to what I want to stick to, I am a completionist. I'm someone who creates. I am someone who builds. And I want to really embody that. I want to really become that for myself. And siphoning that energy into working out, being consistent with working out, and completing this, because for me, completing this would be August 15th. And that will put me roughly 2.5 weeks away from my 39th birthday. So being a completionist about other things and not being a completionist about this, to me, undercuts the identity of being a completionist. Being somebody who likes to finish things and complete things. I don't like having something left undone. I hate it. It makes me feel very uncomfortable. It makes me feel like I gave up in a way that is not beneficial to me. And I hate that feeling of giving up if I didn't have to. I hold space for, sometimes you just gotta let the thing go. And then there are other times when the thing gets hard because it's meant to be hard and you gotta see your way through it. So I'm in that headspace. So I love what he wrote in the book about someone being a smoker. I am not a smoker. I've never been a smoker. But my mom was. And two type of people that are trying to quit smoking. One is saying, it's offered a cigarette. No thanks, I'm trying to quit. And the other person who, in that moment, may have been a smoker, but is trying to quit, is offered a cigarette and goes, no thanks, I'm not a smoker. So when I think about all the other things that I am, and the difficulty that I have with staying consistent on a weight loss journey, it's not about my inability to be able to get it done. It's not about my inability to finish. I don't see myself up until this point, I hadn't seen myself as somebody who could complete it. Meanwhile, I can complete all these other things. And to marry those two processes, those two thoughts together to an identity that's already been built, and to create space and room for, hey, you can fit this here too, you can complete this too. It changes how I've been viewing this thing, because it's been I want to lose weight because physically I want to look good, I want to feel good in my clothes, I want to do these things, but also physically I want to be able to function and function well as I get older. I don't want to have to worry about getting my hips replaced like a good chunk of the women in my family have. I don't want to have to worry about strokes and heart attacks, diabetes, pre-diabetic, going into the full diabetes spectrum, type 1, type 2, like all these different elements and ways of how to do it, environmental, all these ways. And I don't want to have to contend with that. My blood pressure has always been pretty low. But as I've gotten older, even though I don't eat red meat, I don't eat meat at all, really, outside of, I'm a pescatarian, I have dealt with a lot of stress, a lot of changes in life that I've had to adapt to, that have caused my blood pressure to go up. And even now, my blood pressure, I do not know the difference between the numbers, but the top number, the 3-digit number, is like in the 120s. Like, I think when I did it, it was like 125 or something, 120, 121, 122, between those. It wasn't any farther than 125. But then the lower number was 95. The lower number has always been low for me. So to be in 95, I was like, nigga, we gotta make some different choices. And a lot of those different choices mean not allowing myself to get stressed out about the stuff that I can't do nothing about, and to make decisions and choices and plans and processes for the things I can do stuff about. So that is my identity. I am a builder. I am a creator. I am a completionist. And completing this is just adding on to that and solidifying that identity of like, yeah, this is what she was. The other part of this is the identity that was kind of put upon me growing up, of around my body, around how my body looks, how it feels. Every woman in my family been thick. All of us in some way, shape, or form. But around middle age, whatever you call middle age, especially if we've had children, we tend to swell. And I got a particular family member who's a man, who makes a point of talking about, how the women in our family get, they all get thick and they get solid and they get unprovoked, just talking. And it has been in my mind, between that, past partners that have always made comments about my weight when I was at my smallest, outside of college, like as an adult with a child, in like the 160s, the 150s, complaining about how my body looked. And now the heaviest I've ever been was 247, and that was after my mom died, and I went into like a binge of grief, and I'm recovering from that. So now I'm back in like the 190s, and my goal is to get to the 160s again, because I feel like, for me, that's healthy, happy, growing and weight for me. But it's overcoming and releasing that identity of somebody who, how the women in this family are. They always do this, and they always do that, and they always look this way. And they're from niggas that ain't never experienced being in now one of these women's bodies. But they have, I've accepted that identity and allowed that identity to run rampant throughout my adult life. And kind of just accepted it. Be like, well, I guess that's just what happens. But I'm like, I don't like my body when it looks like that. Not only do I not like it, like how it looks, I don't like how it feels. when something swells, it get tight. Like it feels like it's bursting out of itself, and I've felt that, and it's uncomfortable. It is horrible feeling, and I don't want to feel that way no more. I don't deserve to feel that way. Not with everything that I've built, and not with everything that I've created around and within, and unlearned and relearned and reallocated within my identity. I don't want to feel that way no more. So this is me kind of navigating that for myself and reframing what that means for me, the person, to lose weight, to lose it and leave it, and not feel like I have to hold on to it because it's a part of the identity of someone who's on the outside of me, telling me how I show up. Somebody who's never been a part of my body, lived in it, experienced it, but just, well, you know, that's just how y'all do it. No, it's not. Because there are women in my family who have had multiple children who don't look like that at all. And so, for whatever reason. So, one person's standard does not speak for the entirety of it. Yeah. Here's what's something that we don't think about when you bougie, but you also hate capitalism. And being able to hold both of those thoughts at the same time. Hate Whole Foods. Hate Whole Foods. Down, especially if they just took it over. But there's something kind of kitschy about just being in there being like, oh, let me go in here and pop a Whole Foods real quick and get my little stuff. And it feels real cute until you think about it. God, capitalism is so big.
As long as that last one was, so please knock that out sooner than later, and then that's less work that has to do with the other one. So our topic. I was going
I always like to go see if there's more chocolate looking, because I love those chocolate chips, yeah.